The Washington Post, 9 April 2023, according to a witness, China is brainwashing the Uyghurs. Satellite images and leaked official police files are a large part of how the world is informed about the tragedy affecting the Uyghur people, a Turkic Muslim ethnic minority in China's northwest region of Xinjiang. They disclosed that China had imprisoned more than 1 million Uyghurs and other ethnic minorities for the past 5 years to obliterate their national identities, languages, and religions and brainwash them into becoming devoted members of the Communist Party of China. Satellite images and government data, such as the groundbreaking research of academic Adrian Zenz, showed an increasing network of grim jails encircled by barbed wire. Additionally, a few witnesses came forward with unsettling stories. China first denied the camp's existence before claiming they were used for vocational training, which was incorrect. An incredibly straightforward and terrifying first-person narrative from an Uyghur lady who spent more than 2 years in the camps, Gulbahar Hadiwaji, is available. She describes a cultural genocide in How I Survived a Chinese Re-Education Camp, a memoir she co-wrote with Roseanne Morga in 2022. She told us last week during an interview that she gave us while she was in Washington, where she was also testifying before Congress, that China wants to make us disappear, make us afraid, and make us obey. A petroleum engineer, Ms. Hadiwaji, and her husband and 2 daughters moved to France. However, she got an unusual call from the oil business one day in November 2016, requesting she returns to Xinjiang to sign certain documents for her pension. That was a ruse. She believed she would be coming back for 2 weeks, but instead, she was kept in a detention cell with other Uyghur women in January 2017, and for a portion of that month, she was tied to a steel bed. The authorities questioned her about a picture of her daughter Gulhumar at a demonstration that they had received in support of the Uyghurs in Paris. They said, "Your daughter is a terrorist." She refuted that while her worried family in Paris remained in the dark. After that, she was moved to Baijiangtan, a camp outside Karame in northern Xinjiang. Women were made to memorize and sing party songs in support of Chinese President Xi Jinping as part of their everyday duties. She stated that the entire day repeating the exact stupid phrases amounted to brainwashing. 200 people, including trembling old women and teenage girls on the verge of tears, were estimated to be present in the facility. "We weren't terrorists, please." They were constantly watched over by guards and surveillance cameras while living on hay mattresses. A guard accused one of praying when she finally closed her eyes out of weariness and roughly removed her from the room. During the night, when no one could see her, Ms. Hadiwaji did pray. She remembered repeating, "I am innocent, I am innocent, I am innocent." But like the other women, she was frequently accused of committing crimes and coerced into confessing to receiving a pardon. She recounted that "We gave up under the weight of the lecturers' and warders' constant repeat. Even the bravest and most challenging people among us were eventually affected by the continuous clockwork of brainwashing." She was moved to a giant camp with more than 500 women in it in October 2018. She was put on trial without a counsel, which was fake, and the judge once more displayed the image of her daughter participating in the demonstration. She received a 7-year term of re-education. In the end, Ms. Hadiwaji confessed under duress in front of a camera, but not a word of it was accurate. Everything was a lie. She criticized Uyghur activists abroad in the video. She claimed the camp's strategy was to obliterate us rather than murder us in cold blood progressively. So gradually that nobody would be aware. "I cried by myself in a cell, overcome with remorse after that. We were told to lie about who we were, to mock our customs and values, to point out the terminology we use, to denigrate our citizens. We Hadiwajis were misrepresented to me as terrorists." Her daughter had started publicly criticizing the camps on television, creating fears about her future in France. Ms. Hadiwaji, on the verge of breaking, made a deal with herself. She would call her family and friends and convince them to stop all Uyghur activism in exchange for her freedom. The Chinese police provided the writing as she made the calls, scrawling frantically by her side. She was immediately found innocent by a judge, and in August 2019, she took a flight back to France. Her story exposes China's brutal suppression of the Uyghur people and the extent to which the country goes to punish individuals who disagree with the party state and its rulers. Transnational repression has been used, and Freedom House has been monitoring it. It documented 79 occurrences from 20 governments last year. China remains the most frequent offender, accounting for 30% of all physical transnational repression documented. China shut down many smaller re-education facilities in 2019 and 2020, sent prisoners to forced labor, or imprisoned them for lengthy periods after mock trials. The high-security facilities and prisons were both enlarged. Separation of parents and children, strict measures to further lower the Uyghur birth rate, and massive political indoctrination and brainwashing are only a few more facets of the Uyghurs' ongoing cultural genocide. Ms. Hadi Waji has ensured that culture and people would not, as she worries, slowly disappear by sharing her experience in the camps. But the complete truth is still a mystery. China should be held accountable after being fully exposed.